Hey everybody, it's John from the Gun Collective. I've got Kevin Graham here from YHM, one of the owners, along with his brother Chris. And we sat down in the conference room. It's a little wet out. We decided to come in and have a conversation that a lot of you guys wanted to know about. They're based here in Massachusetts. And I think the question always comes up. Why are you still here? Why haven't you moved? Because we've seen over the last few years, 4 or 5 years, we've seen companies move out of states like Beretta moved out of Maryland, and a couple other companies have moved around based on the political climate.
Right.
And you guys relocated facilities, yet stayed here in Massachusetts. And I think that's a kind of a point of contention for some people.
Right.
They kind of get, I don't know if frustrated is the right word, but people want to understand.
Right.
So who better to ask than one of the owners of the company? Can you kind of give us an explanation as to why you chose to stay in the area?
Yeah, when my brother and I were looking at relocating the facility, it was kind of coincident this building came for sale, at a time period that we were kind of looking a little bit, and really just kind of everything worked out in our favor as far as the cost of the building and everything and timing.
Sure.
So we were like, okay, you know what, if we're going to do this, we want to stay within Massachusetts mainly because we have employees that have been with us for over 40 years.
Sure.
So
the company's been around for over 50 at this point, right?
Yeah, we were established in 1951, so we're, over 65 years old.
Sure.
So we felt that, we're going to relocate the facility, but we also owe it to our employees. So basically put their whole life with us, to stay around for them, because if it wasn't for our employees, we wouldn't be where we are anyways.
Sure.
So, we felt we owed it to them to, move, but still stay local enough so that all of our previous workforce came with us to the new facility.
Sure, sure.
And, as far as, working within Massachusetts and being a firearms manufacturer, it really doesn't hinder us at all as a manufacturer because most of our sales are out of state anyways.
Sure.
It really only affects us as individuals, which, yes, I certainly don't agree with it, but business-wise, it really doesn't negatively affect us.
So what do you say to the people that are Mass residents and they're like, I can't get behind a company that wants to stay where the laws for me as a consumer are not good, or even the guys that are maybe out of state saying the same thing,
right?
Because there's a lot of people that are very vocal about this. That it's certainly a kind of a hot topic. So can you expand on what your thoughts are there?
Just like you said, we literally have ran into instances of customers that won't buy from us only because we choose to stay in Massachusetts.
But your people are more important to you.
Exactly. Our employees are more important to us because they've dedicated their lives to us. But it also goes into the same thing. Like, if we leave Massachusetts, we're basically throwing in the towel and saying we give up anyways, and we're letting them win.
Sure.
So we feel that we're doing the right thing by staying here and doing what we can to defend our rights and every citizen that's left in Massachusetts.
Sure. So as far as defending the rights go, what kind of things are you guys doing on a state, local, et cetera, that kind of level? What kind of things do you guys get involved in?
Sure. Yeah, my brother and I we have both gone out to Boston, to meet with senators and state reps and everything like that. We've gone on Capitol Hill. We've also met with our state reps in D.C. as well, trying to, let them know what they're like, who the people are that their laws affect.
Sure.
We try to educate them on if you pass this law, you're not affecting, one guy, you're affecting families.
Right.
And, there's a lot of big firearms manufacturers located within 45 minutes of our facility.
Yeah, you said Smith & Wesson is 20 minutes up the road.
Yeah. So,
and there's Savages in the area. Who are some of the others?
There's Troy Industries, Diamond Head. That's just a few guys that are literally within a half an hour, 40-minute drive of our facility.
And I think you make a good point about not leaving, because I've kind of made that point about California. If every gun owner leaves California, then we've lost.
Right, exactly.
So you kind of have to stay and fight. And I understand both sides of the argument here, where the end user, some people can get frustrated, and the other side where you're like, hey, this is where we are. This is our people.
Right.
They've made our business what it is today. What do you think of the concept of not selling to state and local law enforcement and things like that, kind of giving them the short end of the stick because of the nonsense that happens?
I mean, I'm not going to deny it. We certainly have thought about doing it.
Sure.
But we work with a lot of local law enforcement agencies. So, we know the officers individually too, and we know that it's, for the most part, not them, wanting to have these laws imposed against us.
Sure, and most times the cops are not, I mean, they're never the ones creating the laws anyway.
No, not by any means.
Sure.
So, we felt that it would be a disservice to both of them and us if we basically, told them, sorry, we're not going to sell you our products so that you can keep us safe.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's a difficult decision to have to deal with.
It is.
You know, I mean, having run my small company, I can't imagine what it's like with, between 50 and 100 people's lives and their families' lives kind of on my shoulders. So I know that's a challenging decision to make.
It is.
And I'm sure the same goes for all these other companies. I mean, I would personally love to see more of a fight brought to the government here, the Attorney General Maura Healey,
Right.
and all of the absolute nonsense that they've brought down in the last few years. But I think it's great to get your insight. I think the end viewer is going to really appreciate it. Is there anything you want to add before we kind of wrap?
Stuff I'd like to add is, if it's one of those things where with us leaving, we'd be admitting defeat, and that's just not who we are. We wouldn't be where we are if we just always threw in the towel and just said, okay, we can't do this. So, we feel that staying in state is the right thing to do.
All right. Well, you heard it here first, guys. YHM remains here because they do not want to give up the fight, and they want to make sure the people that made their brand what it is are well fed and well paid. All right. That is it from the YHM facilities. Thanks, Kevin.
No problem.
Appreciate
Thank
you, brother. We'll see you guys next time. If you enjoyed the video, hit like. If you didn't, hit dislike, etc., etc., etc. As always, we'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching.